Okay, to me, these are the top 5 wrestlers ever. And not just because they're the best, the most famous, but because they did stuff at the most like important time. That's why at number 5, I got Bret the Hitman Hart. He started off in the 80s as half of the Hitman or the Hart Foundation, right? Well, he was good tag team champions. Them and the British Bulldogs winning it plenty of times. I mean, he was Canadian, so there's that. But anyway, when WWF was taken out by WCW and they pretty much took all the stars, Bret the Hitman Hart was there. And he held it down for a couple of years. You know, he was the hero of WWF, you know, and they ended up taking his title away from him, which was a pretty dirtbag move the way they did it. But yeah, that's why that's number 5. Number 4 is The Undertaker. The dominance this guy has and the styles he's had just over generations, everyone knows The Undertaker. His presence has just been so big in all of wrestling. He carried wrestling through the old generation, through the 80s. He carried them through the time when WWF was losing big time to WCW. And then he came back and he's just, The Undertaker fights till he's like 60. Okay, number 3 is Stone Cold Steve Austin. He came in the Attitude Era in the late 90s, early 2000s, and he completely took over wrestling. He brought the spotlight back to WWF. He was the biggest name in wrestling at the time. I mean, maybe it was just the beard, it was just time. People just, that's what they wanted at the time. So Stone Cold Steve Austin is number 3. Number 2 is John Cena, because he's a newer one, but he's been around a while, but he beat everybody. He's everywhere. He took wrestling and made it into the mainstream. He's he's an actor and who knows how many movies, TV shows. He has his own movies. A lot of wrestlers crossed over, but he really crossed over. And I'll tell you, number 1, the overall best wrestler I think ever was Hulk Hogan. He started off when WWF was nothing, and he made it mainstream. He brought WWF into every single house, every single kid, every single parent. Everyone wanted to eat their vitamins, take their vitamins and eat their vegetables, and real American hero. And The Rock, he was a good wrestler, but I never thought he was one of the best wrestlers. I think The Rock is overrated in everything, even movies. I'm not a Rock fan. Nice guy, but I'm not a Rock fan. But to me, those are the top 5. So you got Bret Hart at number 5. Number 4 is The Undertaker. Number 3 is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Number 2 was John Cena. And then number 1 is the great Hulk Hogan, or Hollywood Hogan, because he turned into another wrestler, took over another